Hello and welcome back to Buckland Junction. It's Alan in the Loft, and today I want to delve into the DC electrics I'm going to be using. This is the control panel sitting on an old coffee table. Yes, this is my control panel, so let's hit some power. Yeah, so this is my control panel. You can see I've used the old Triang Hornby point switches. I do like them. Other people poo-poo them, but I've modified all this lot, and I'll show you that in a moment. But this is the panic button. Anything going wrong, you know, a collision going to happen, bang, that's everything out. Okay, so I've got my old, what is it, Hammond and Morgan, is it? Yeah, Hammond and Morgan duet. Seen some service. This is a slightly later arrival, but I've had it, yeah, Christ knows how many years, I forget now, but it's been a great unit. Actually, I prefer the Gauge Master unit than I do the duet. Why? I don't know. It just seems to be a lot smoother, a lot easier to work, and smoother on the locomotive for some reason. Maybe because it's electronic and not a rheostat, which is the old duet. But there's nothing wrong with the duet. I do prefer the Gauge Master. Again, I've been planning this for years. This is the basic thought, and you can see that I've got the Gauge Master on the left and the Hammond and Morgan on the right, and yeah, it's not really like that, but it has turned out okay. So let me just have a run through. This little bank here is for all the point work on the branch line, which is, it's got more points and things going on, so that's all for the branch line. This is for the main line, which has got less going on it, and these lot here are for the storage yards and whatever. And just poking around the corner, you might be able to see the old Hornby basic controller there. Well, that is fed into this. There's no knob on it at the moment, but this is a double throw 6-position switch, so I will be able to operate trains in yards, in sidings, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sectors around the layout. So that's kind of good. So I'll switch the power back on. I'm using, if we can focus, yeah, 1 amp ammeters, just so I can keep an eye on everything. This is there is a layout, and there is a loco on. This is branch line, up line, track 1, and there is a loco on it. Whether it'll go or not, I don't know. Yes, and it shows the direction. Dirty rails. It shows the direction of the train. Now we've got another loco on the main line, track number 1, on the up line, which is this one. So let's pick a direction. And that's the old Princess, if I remember right. I must clean these tracks up. Well, it could be wheels now, I don't know. So they work quite well. And I have found a fault on already. I've come across my first own wiring fault on the downline track 2. There's no locomotive on it, but it's a short circuit. Look, Look, can you see? The controller's saying, no, do not turn me, because it's going right off the scale. And that is a short circuit within my wiring. So somewhere within here, I wonder if anybody recognises these catches. I'm an ex-truck driver, but these are from a different kind of large vehicle. I bet somebody's going to tell me. And this is the inside, so we're looking at the ammeters from the back now, and the colossal amount of wiring. Look at it, it's like spaghetti. Yes, there's the old Triang Hornby controller for the 6-yard settings, and this is the upgrade I made to the Hornby switches. I took each one apart, put a 6BA screw through the copper contact so I could solder the wires directly to the terminals, rather than having to use the old push-in pins. Can you see them? Which were nothing but trouble, because if you've done any movement of the wire, the pin would fall out. And these are the 6BA screws and their terminals. So yes, that's how it's done, and that makes them very reliable. And yeah, I'm going to live with them. And if they do foul up or fail, say this point lever here, which you hear throw, listen. So if it goes wrong, I shall glue a piece of plastic across there and then move on to a switch like this one, which is not wired up, it's just there. So if this fails, I can just solder straight onto there and I'm back in business. But these are very signal box like controls. Now let's try number 2. Here he is, listen. Number 2. Oh dear. Alright, 2, there's maybe nothing on it. Let's try 4. What a mess up. Yeah, that's right across the other side of the layout, that one. And I have a list of which ones don't work. I think 3 has got nothing on it at all. No. And 2 maybe not. 5. Yeah. So that's the point levers. Very much like a signal box. You can tell when they're in the frame or reversed. There we go. So let's put him back in the frame if I can find him. That's that. That's cool. That's all those. And this is my distribution board. So somewhere in there is a straight short, and I know where it is. It's on the branch line on the down line. So this one, it could be in there, it could be in there, but yeah, it's on the down line of the branch line. So I've got a problem to find before we get going. That's the capacitor discharge unit by Gauge Master, and that works very well. That really does make a difference. So I was having trouble with making the points throw. As soon as I wired that in, we're good to go. These sectors here, 1 to 6, are from the old Hornby controller via that 6 position switch, so that's good. This is only part 1 of the wiring because there's so much to show you, but as you can see, it doesn't take long before it gets really busy. So I'm trying to keep them nice, you know, nicely in a bunch there. Line 2. Oh, that's why point 2 won't throw. For some reason I pulled that out. I should have to look into that. I'm going to spend a whole day on electrics tomorrow to see how far I get. these cables are all point cables. They're all got their number code on them. So if anything does go wrong, I can still say, if I pulled this cable out, I could still tell by the wiring code what number that is. So that's his little wiring code numbers. And for lighter things like LED 2 and 3 and 4 aspect signals, I'm using well, you kind of use this for alarm systems and telecom things. All these wires, only 2 of them are used at the moment, which are my first 2 aspect signal, are being distributed through a D plug, which is from the computer world really, or the television world. So all those cables terminate there. There is enough room here for another 2, but I very doubt that I should be using another D. I think they call these a D plug. So I don't think, I think there's enough there for me. If not, I've got a few more waiting ready if I do need any. There's cheaper chips. Yeah, there's the plug and there's the socket, I think. Oh no, that's 2 together, look. That is the 2 together. And the price I think was 40p, was it? Oh, I can't tell. 85p. And there's the socket, so yeah, really good. I would urge anybody to use these. RCA, not RCA phono plugs that you used to use on your stereos, and the sockets are I'll find a socket for you. Oh yes, gotcha. And there's the socket with 2 nice solder plates on them, and oh, you get a tag and a solder plate, a tag plate and an ear to solder onto. So that is what's behind all these. There they are. So that's that. I tried to make every joint on this project soldered, even when they go into chock blocks and things with screw terminals. I still would like, and I still make sure that they're all soldered. Everybody has their own way. This is not a lesson on soldering. There's plenty of things, plenty of videos about soldering on YouTube, if that's what you're after. But yeah. Okay. Connect it to my control system. I'm using these are I think the RAC. Yeah, it's a recording company, American, I think. These are phono plugs, and that's what I use to connect to the control board. Why? They're easy to connect, and they can transmit, I'd probably say 4 or 5 amps at 12 volts. They are quite substantial, and because they're for the sound industry, they're up to quite a good quality, so that's why I'm using these. Right, let's get these tinned off. This is a useful way of keeping your iron. Look how crusty it gets. But this is an old wet flannel. Watch me burn myself now. There, she's ready to go. So we'll tin these off first. Again, working under camera is always a pain. Am I going to get my hands in the way? Probably. There we go. I am working back to front because of the camera, but that's it. Why do things go wrong under the camera? I don't know. It seems to be a problem, but right. The thing is to remember to get this on now, because once you've soldered it on, there's no coming back. So, right, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Am I going to burn myself? Yes, I expect so, because trying to do this for the camera is really taking the mickey. Let's go red first. One out of two is not bad. That needs a bit of a trim. A bit of a retin, because it's quite crap, to be honest with you. That's better. Right, there we go, Al. Time to burn, baby. Here we go. There we go. Come on. That's it. So we've got nice strong joints. Could be cleaner. Could be cleaner. I'll have to clean that bit off there. That's better. Okay, they're not touching each other. Yeah, good to go. Set this up. That's it. Okay, ready to plug in. This is number 25. Have a look at the old scoreboard. Number 25, there she is. Voila. 25's in. I'll be back, but I'm going to put it in the trunking now, which is getting quite full, as you can see. I might have to have a second trunking, but back in a moment. This is the distribution for this part of the layout. It's a signal, some dropper wires to go onto the main line, and we've got 2 point motors which are up the back. So soldered ends, cut to the right length. I'm not saying this is how you should do it, this is the way I'm doing it. So they're soldered into the chock blocks. The other wires coming out the bottom have all been soldered, because I don't want any dry joints or messing about. This railway wants to run like a Swiss clock. So that's them nicely in there. Yep, not too tight, because you can chop the wires off, but as you can see, that's nice and tight. So we're in the trunking now, little bit of slack. So another cheeky trick is to use cable ties, but use them back to front, so so they don't they're not permanent. You can just, there we go. Next time you want to undo it, just simply pull it back through its thing. Yeah, so cable tie back to front is a great holder. So that's number 25. Let me be naughty and see for the first time whether 25 will work for us. Plug in 25. Listen. Yes. Great. So 25 is in and working. That's great. Well, that's Al in the loft. I'm going to call it a day here, because there's not that much to show you. And next I hope to show you this with a lot more running and no faults, because that straight short has got to be found. And this is an emergency swap. Oh no! So that's the way we would control any problems. So Al in the loft, end of part 1. Take care folks, and I hope you're enjoying it. That's Al, bye bye.